Boys,
Congregation's riding.
we got a lot of Big Daddios in the channel right now. We got Fend, confirmed Big Daddio. Ace Man, cranky but a Big Daddio nonetheless. And my man, Rowdytime. Rowdy, what's good, bro?
What's good, man? How you doing?
I'm fucking fantastic, man. I'm glad to have you. I think we're ready to boot this thing up. What you think? You ready to do it?
Yeah, I'm ready for it. Let's go.
Beautiful. All right, Chad is here. Scene's all set up. You see how handsome Rowdy is. You see how good this handsome mother father is looking. So what we're talking about today is scrolling through Twitter yesterday. Rowdy put something out like, you know, he's trying to find his way, right? I'm as a fellow Big Daddio, you know, especially with COVID. I know for me personally, not to speak for you, you know, I want to ask your experience in a second, but like I'm sitting at a spot where I'm like, you know, 15, 20 pounds heavier than I think I really should be. And, you know, with the background I have in training, like I really don't have any excuse. But the tweet was, you know, some along the lines of like, I'm trying to figure it out. Like you're not sure really what I should adjust or what the case may be. I'm not to quote you, but that's like the energy I got from it. I was like, you know what? Like I'm in a spot where I feel like I want to turn my stuff back around. Like, you know, I have some education with it that I'm not using since, you know, I'm not in the fitness field anymore. And like, you know, what better way to like use some of this maybe useless, maybe not information that I got than to link up with one of the boys, link up with Rowdy, get a chance to get you on stream, you know, talk about like our fight for good physical health and, you know, as Big Daddios trying to be like, you know, medium Daddios. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What are you trying to do here? Are you trying to gain weight? Are you trying to lose weight? Are you trying to build up muscle? Is there something you're training for? Like where is your health at now? How do you feel? Like, has COVID affected you? Like, how has it changed in, you know, over the recent history? Like, as much as you want to share with us, bro, like where are you at with your health?
So I've always been pretty healthy, like growing up, like, you know, as far as like my actual health, like illnesses and stuff like that, was pretty healthy. As far as weight, dude, always been overweight pretty much my whole life.
Me too.
At one point, I was probably packing like I was like at least 300 pounds, like in the 5th grade, dude. Like I was a big daddio. We talking ace size, maybe even bigger.
Yeah.
And you know, I kind of, my aunt's always been, you know, big into health and fitness, kind of like you. She's always been this like kind of health guru because most of my family's overweight. That's just kind of also like a South thing, you know. Here in the South, you know, you got your fried chicken, your mashed potatoes. So, you know, naturally, most people are overweight, and especially in my family. And growing up, you know, dude, like I was eating really unhealthy. Like, I'll be honest, I was probably eating like a pack of bacon a day. Like, it's honestly a miracle I did not die growing up or like going to some type of cardiac arrest or something.
Right.
And, you know, I hit the gym for a little bit in middle school. I got pretty much down in weight pretty well. And then I stopped hitting the gym and went right back to my heavy weight. And I would say, man, probably the summer before my sophomore year, I just played a ton of basketball, like for summer straight. And I just had this drive just where I was outside every day playing basketball for at least 2 to 3 hours. And I just naturally shedded the weight out of nowhere. I mean, I wasn't really eating like healthy as I am now. I wasn't, you know, dieting.
You said this was in middle school that you had this success? High school, okay.
Well, I had a little bit of success in middle school, and then I stopped going to the gym. I gained all my weight back.
Okay.
And then come around summer my sophomore year, you know, I was pretty good. And
when you're playing basketball and like you're active, like you're doing a lot.
Yeah, and I wasn't even really eating that much, and I didn't think anything about it. Like I wasn't even. I was just, you know, I kind of accepted my weight at that point, and so I really wasn't even trying to lose weight. It just kind of happened.
That's the best case scenario, bro.
I look in the mirror one day, man, and I'm slimmed down. I'm like, oh, okay, and then, you know, COVID hit, and it got rough for a little bit.
Yo, what shirt are you wearing right now? I don't think since I hit the record button we got to see that. Holy cow, that thing looks good on you, bro. I'm just saying.
It's a little snug, but we gonna make it less snug, you know, with the help of the congregation.
That's exactly what we're doing right here, right now, bro. So okay, so that was in high school. So you're a young gun, right? Are you 19?
Yeah, I'm 19.
Okay, cool. And so that like last time like you were feeling like kind of successful, like trimming down a little bit was like around like freshman year. So not like, a couple years ago maybe.
Yeah, and then I honestly had maintained the weight really well in like December of not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before that. Dude, I was the best I've ever looked in my life. Like there's a picture I have on my phone, and I was probably like 220, 215. Right now I'm like 280, and I think part of it wasn't even really COVID. Like I had gotten my first ever relationship, and if anybody out there knows, when you get in a relationship, you kind of, don't really watch what you eat as much. And that's just natural that comes with a relationship. And so, it
can happen like that sometimes. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I was in that relationship, and bro, it was just like fast food almost like all the time we were hanging out, not really eating that healthy. And then obviously COVID hit. So, gyms are down. I'm not going to the gym no more.
Right.
And then the weight, I look in the mirror one day, I go to put on an old shirt that I wore from my senior year, and it would not fit. And I was like, oh yeah, no, this is, yeah,
bro. Yeah, I can super sympathize. Like even just stuff from like last summer, like I get my shorts out, like, whatever, going to something, whatever it is, a family function that you're going to be outside. Like, so you go for whatever your V-neck and your nice shorts or whatever. And I'm fucking 12 pounds of stuff in a 10-pound bag, man. I can't barely fit myself in there. So I could certainly sympathize. And same way as you, man, I've been, dealing with my weight and my successes and my failures with it since from a young gun. So like, part of it, I think for us, like you already said, is like making it as easy as possible, because just, I don't know, man, it seems like some of us are just tuned toward the tendency, for obesity. At least I know that there's a lot of it in my family, and I think a lot of it's like, relationship with food, that even at 31, having been a professional trainer on like a pretty high end for 7 years, like I still, I ride the waves with this stuff, dude. You know what I mean? Like I haven't figured it out. And like, I think there's something maybe to take away from that too. Like even somebody that at one point, over $100 for an hour session just based on my credentials and what I could offer to a personal training session. But and so even like those type of people still deal with their relationship with food and their relationship with their body and like self-confidence, and like, so, it's not just us that like, deals with this, struggles with this, might you call it, insofar as it's a struggle. And you don't wish it upon anybody, of course, but there's some solace in the fact that you're not alone. So we're working again. So you're trying to fire it up and start working out a little bit here.
Yeah, I have 5 days a week, so pretty much normal routine. Wake up in the morning, I'll check the Twitter, the TikTok, check all my notifications. I'll get dressed, take my shower, get my water bottle. We head out to the gym. I work out, and then I come home and just kind of go on with my day. So yeah, we're hitting the gym 5 days a week. I take the weekends off. I feel like that's a pretty good schedule. Let the body heal over the weekend. Still watch what I eat over the weekend, obviously, but let the body heal over the weekend. That way you're not killing your body in the gym.
For sure.
That's the worst thing you can do is not take any days off, because then your body honestly doesn't build any muscle. And that's where I messed up the first time. I had no idea about that, where your body's sore and you just keep on pushing and pushing it. It's actually good to have, like 1 or 2 rest days, because actually it helps your body. It actually benefits your body more than if you're just hitting the gym nonstop 7 days a week. Your body really has no time to heal. And, you don't really end up actually building muscle or anything at that point.
Yeah, that's absolutely facts. Yeah, dude, you're certainly 1 for 1 on, ways that you're operating. I think 5 days out of 7 is pretty well perfect. And it's like, whether you want it to be weekends or not, like on, you could do like active things without necessarily taking a toll on your body, which is always good too. But what's your so I guess like just for the context for the chat, shout to the chat. You guys see the boys in here fraternizing with each other. I guess just to give like some context, I guess, like, I want to talk about some ways that like you can be the most effective with what you're doing for exercise specifically. Like Rowdy and I can like talk about like what he eats and stuff, but full disclosure, and this is for any personal trainer. So if you ever go to a gym and you get a consultation with a personal trainer and they start to draw up a diet plan for you, they're outside of their scope of practice, right? So Rowdy and I can talk about like kind of like theoretically things that he could be eating or like ways to swing his caloric balance. But since I'm a personal trainer, I'm not qualified to give him a diet plan, right? What I can do though is like figure out like the details, right? Like kind of like some questions that you might be able to ask yourself. Like for somebody watching this, it could be conversations to have with a personal trainer if you want to have them, like questions you know should be able to answer if you're getting into a phase where you're taking this extra close look at your physical health and like what you're doing to affect it. So how do you sleep, bro? And my man, Crazy Puerto Rican in the channel. Crazy little podcast with the young gun, Rowdy. We're talking physical fitness and health, bro. Came in at a good time. Appreciate the 7-month sub, brother. And that's a streak too, 7 for 7, legendary. And I got a laser raid in the meantime too, Rowdy. We love laser raids.
Laser beam.
But so, I mean, we'll start kind of like from the true beginning of the day. How do you sleep and how much do you sleep?
I mean, it honestly varies. I'll definitely say when I first started streaming and I started doing the nighttime stuff, I was doing like 5-hour streams. So like I wasn't getting off, dude, till like 1. And then I wasn't probably being able to sleep till like 3 because, you know, as everyone knows, man, like, you know, I was trying to calm myself down. I was like, it's hard, dude, because it's hard, you know, as much energy, you know, as me and you bring, it's hard, dude, you know, the wind down, try to go to sleep. Yeah. And it was hard, man. So I wasn't going to bed till like 2 or 3 and I was waking up at 12. And I'm not going to lie, that's kind of when I took that break because I was like, I got to make a change, man. Waking up at 12 every day. Like I wasn't going to the gym at that point either. I'm eating bad. I'm waking up late. I'm groggy all day until stream. And then it's like, I'm not going to bed till like 2 or 3. Like I'm pretty much sleeping my morning away. I'm waking up at 12. I'm sitting at Twitch and just on my computer all day. I'm not doing anything. Like it was not good. So I've gotten better at it.
You made some adjustments, it sounds like?
Yeah, so I don't stream as long now. I do about maybe 3 hours, 4 if I'm feeling it, compared to the 5 or 6 that I was doing. So now, like, you know, I get off kind of at a reasonable time. I can wind down, get ready for the night, do what I'm going to do. Maybe watch like an episode or 2 of TV, turn the TV off, wind down, go to sleep, get up at like 8 or 9 in the morning, and then I hit the gym. So we're getting better at it.
So 8 or 9 in the morning so you're getting what, like are you getting 7 hours? You're going
close to 7, sometimes 7. If I'm lucky, 8, but yeah, 7 or 6 is about the norm.
Okay, all right. So you're not going to wind up like sleep deficient then, at least for now. Like, you know, your sleep patterns might change a little bit, but as you know, it'll be important that you're keeping consistent hours as you can, even if you have to be a night owl just based on when you are going to stream and like what your life looks like. That's fine, so be it. But like the more consistent you can be with the hours day to day, even if it is even if you're sleeping 2 a.m. to 10 a.m., whatever, it's 8 hours. And 8 hours, I think, is maybe a little bit overblown. But all right, so that's like your first check mark. Are you getting enough sleep to be able to do this? Like, yeah, my vote is yes. So you wake up like 9 o'clock in the morning, whatever, and then it's about time to hit the gym. What about are you having any food before you go to the gym?
No. So I personally, for me, the way my body reacts, I cannot eat breakfast. I know it's different for everybody, but for me, I can't.
Before the gym, you mean?
Sorry.
You're good.
We had to get walking real quick.
You're good.
So yeah, no. So pretty much like I just can't eat at breakfast at all. Like my acid reflux and everything like that, dude, affects me so much. Like when I try to eat breakfast, even when I was a young gun, man, it kills my day. Like my stomach gets jacked up and I just can't operate for the day. So I just eat I eat lunch and I eat dinner. But
so it's a time of the day thing. Have you identified like how early you can eat without this affecting you, or do you have to like drink water first, or like how do you like ease your body into eating then?
So like I can eat like 12 or like 11, but like anything before that, dude, my body is just like, nope, this isn't gonna happen. You're jacked up, like.
And it's acid reflux, and it's like you get like heartburn.
When I earlier in my like life, it was more acid reflux, and then as I started to get older, like my acid reflux kind of went away, and now my stomach just gets jacked up to no belief, and I don't understand it. I don't know why my body's like that, but like I can't eat in the morning at all. Like anything, it messes my body up.
When's the first time you drink in the day, whatever it is?
Like within like the first like 30 minutes, I'll give me some water in the system because I normally wake up pretty thirsty. So like, you know, I'll use the bathroom and then I'll fill up the water, start drinking some water.
Okay, so you're drinking water right away.
Yeah, like I don't get it. Like I really don't. It's just
Pyroman, you also cannot eat breakfast? Does anybody else in the chat have this issue where y'all boys cannot eat breakfast?
I've also just never been a big breakfast person in general, but like when I wake up in the morning, like I try to eat breakfast and I don't know, it gives me stomach pains, man.
Yeah, King Khan gets some stomach pains. Pyroman does also. DT Wings also cannot eat breakfast.
Yeah, so I'm not the only one with this issue. And I didn't think I was because I've heard about other people having this issue before. And I know breakfast is important. So like maybe I'll try to find like a little snack or something I can eat in the morning, I guess, for a little bit of breakfast. But like I can't eat like a full blown like breakfast or like
all right.
a breakfast meal.
Fair enough. So we might be also like not miscommunicating, not you and I, but like in asking it to the chat, like when I say breakfast, I don't mean eggs and bacon and a muffin and orange juice and some cut fruit slices. Like that's not necessarily what I'm talking about. Yeah, a lot of people in the chat don't eat breakfast. Okay, well since we're talking about this and we're here to be specific, I guess you could say. Yeah, Rowdy is right. He said breakfast is important. He's definitely correct. Breakfast is important, but why it's important, like sometimes can be lost on people. So even if your body is not set up to like handle breakfast, we should figure something out that we can start your metabolism before you eat lunch. All right. So like the analogy that I use to kind of explain how your metabolism functions overnight, how it slows down, almost stops overnight because, you know, that's how your body protects itself from not wasting away while you're just sleeping. So you could think about it like a fire, right? Your metabolism, you get a fire going. To keep it going, you have to keep putting logs on it, right? So you've had your day, you've gotten up, you've had your meals, you've streamed, you went to work, like you had your whole day, and you know all the food that you put on it and the things that you were doing stoked your metabolism fire, and you're burning calories and you're providing the coal and the wood that the fire needs, and here you go, moving on. So we're getting toward the end of the day here. Go to sleep, your metabolism will slow down to a stop in just, you know, self-preservation mode, and when you get up in the morning, like if you have a fireplace and you ever, you know, pass out on the couch, you know, watching a movie or whatever, when you wake up, wee hours of the morning, because you're not going to leave your fire unattended because you're not a dumb motherfucker, wake up in the wee hours of the morning and you look at the fireplace and it's just like the embers, right? Like it hasn't been fed any wood, and like, yeah, it's still there, but like it's not a fire anymore. It's not cranking. It's not doing anything. Same thing happens to your metabolism overnight. So if you wake up in the morning and don't provide a means to get your metabolism rolling again, your body will pretty much just hang tight. You know, it's fasted, it's locked down for the evening, it hasn't started up all too many processes just yet. That might be what indeed upsets your stomach about eating in the morning, is that your body is running at such a low resting metabolic rate that it doesn't even want to digest anything just yet. Digestion is a fairly taxing process for your body, so it might just be discomfort in your stomach and your body just being like, no, like not yet.
Yeah,
I'm not really trying to do this. So giving your body, like offering some means to get your metabolism going in the morning, to give it another piece of wood to start the fire again, is to your benefit. It doesn't need to be like cereal or eggs or breakfast like formal. If you could choke down like, you know, a protein shake early on, that would probably be sufficient. What you have to be, you're the only one that lives in your body, right? So I could tell you how important breakfast is top to bottom, but if it just doesn't matter because there's no way that you could make it happen, then so be it, right? Like I'm not telling, like, then so be it, but an attempt around like a protein shake or something like that is boosting your daily turnover of calories by 4 hours or 3 hours at least. If you wake up at 9 o'clock and don't usually eat lunch until say noon, call it, which I'm sure is probably on the early side, that's 3 hours of metabolism that we just like haven't capitalized on just yet. You know what I mean? So like But that's interesting, man. I was surprised to hear in the chat how many people feel uncomfortable with breakfast. Do you drink coffee, Rowdy?
No, bro, I hate coffee. I'll be completely honest.
Okay.
I'm not a coffee dude, and that's just always been me.
What about caffeine? What's your caffeine intake like?
I don't even really honestly drink any caffeine. I pretty much
that's a good thing.
Straight water. Yeah, I quit my soda addiction a while back.
Beautiful,
so, like,
excellent.
The worst thing I might have, man, is like maybe a little bit of Sprite throughout the day, and that's just like, you know, if I'm like I need to get a pill down or something like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes I struggle trying to get it down with the water, so like I have a few, like some mini Sprites, you know, nothing huge, just like a little bit of mini Sprites that I might, you know. But other than that, that's really honestly the only soda I'll ever really touch throughout my day. So mainly it's just water.
So it sounds like your hydration is pretty good then, because you said you're having some water within 30 minutes of waking up, right? And then do you feel like you're drinking throughout the rest of the day? Like some folks will be like, yeah, like I guess not to answer for you, but this is just like from my experience. To be hydrated, you have to make such a concerted effort, especially for big guys like us. It's fucking exhausting, bro. For us to be properly hydrated, I mean, we have to intake so much water. And a lot of times, if you're not making a very deliberate effort to be hydrated, like we just won't be as big daddios. How do you feel? Like, do you feel like your hydration is pretty good? Where do you think you're at?
So honestly, I'll be honest, until like maybe like 2 weeks ago, I really was not getting enough water in my system. And so I actually went out and like bought one of those like Gatorade bottles, like, you know, like you used to use back on your day on the fields, you know, like like the sports ones. And I've been drinking so much more water since I got it. And I know Splash can attest to this because me and him talked about it. Honestly, it's helped me drink my water. So I've been drinking so much more water ever since I got it. So honestly, I've been using the bathroom a whole lot more, which is good. You know, I've been, instead of like maybe like once a day, you know, like, you know, let go out the water, dude. I was like the other day, I was going like 3 or 4 times, and I was like, bro, this is exhausting. Like, oh my god, like I was kind of tired by the end of the day, and like in the middle of the stream, I was like, bro, I gotta go. Like I went like 3 times, and I was like, oh my goodness, dude,
it's wild.
But I was like, at the end of the day, though, it's like it's one of those like, you know, like one of those like blessings in disguise, you know, like you hate it, but it's also a blessing, you know, when you're doing the right thing when you're using the bathroom that much throughout the day.
For sure.
So I was like, I definitely
Frog, man, you can't overhydrate. I mean, you could, but you would be so uncomfortable. It's not gonna, you can't overhydrate on accident. Although it's true that if you don't have if your sodium intake is also too low, your body won't hold on to all too much of it, so you just wind up like kind of passing through good water that like hasn't been used yet. So you could be drinking water and let's put it like this. You could be drinking water and not being hydrated. As fucking insane as that sounds, you could be drinking water without being hydrated. Drink so much water, PTA. Big Daddy, us big daddies have to. We got PTA, Thick Cheddar in the channel. Thick Cheddar, what's up, man? Just got an IV plugged up. Frog, Mortality chilling with us. Animal, what up, baby? Mr. Benjamin, Crash and Burn, Frog, Ace. I know you guys are kind of like talking amongst yourselves while we're chatting here, but I don't want you guys to feel left out of the operation. The thermal flask, that's what Rowdy was saying. The bottle has been helpful. That's good stuff. Insomni Dad, what's up there, handsome? Shout out to the Insomni family. All right, so we'll make a list for Rowdy. First thing on the list is find a non-breakfast item to ingest as soon as your body is able to be comfortable with it. Even if it's like a chocolate shake that just kind of tastes like chocolate milk, even if it is indeed chocolate milk, is really not that bad. If you just feel like it can't be a solid, because I know you said it just fucks up your day, and I don't want your days to be fucked up, you know what I mean? But anything that has to metabolize chocolate milk, yeah, yes, it has sugar. You could get like the lower fat varieties, but something to put in your system to get going, I think is great. Hydrated would be the second like check mark box. I think you got probably a good start on that, a good grip on that. Like as we talk about like your cardio and stuff, and like when you're gonna be losing more fluid by perspiration, like you might have to adjust it a little bit and up your water intake a little bit. But you know, if you're not getting headaches and you're not getting thirsty, if you feel thirsty, it's far too late. Like your body doesn't send that response until you're already at a deficit of water and hydration. So like kind of rule of thumb is just like make sure at no point during the day that you're thirsty, and your sleep sounds good so far also. So it's like you're putting a lot of good stuff together so far. Like we'll talk about like food and training and stuff. So all right, you get your day set up. Don't, not one for breakfast. So you're pretty much just getting right to the gym. So, and you don't do caffeine. So no pre-workout. Are you going to the gym on an empty stomach then?
Yeah, pretty much an empty stomach and some BRE. That's pretty much all we're going to the gym on, to be honest.
BRE is important. BRE is crucial. And okay, so how do you feel throughout your workout? Not even asking what you do just yet. How does your body generally feel? Do you feel like you're energetic? Do you feel like you're kind of dragging ass a little bit, or like fighting? Like how does the body show up when you come, just the way your day is set up so far?
So, early when I first started, I was messing up big time. So I was an idiot and I didn't know not to do this, right? Like, cause I really didn't know anything, and I'd do my cardio first and then try to lift weights. Absolute mistake. Anybody out there, do not do your cardio first and then try to lift weights. You will not make it. I couldn't make it. Maybe some of you can, but do your cardio last. I thought, oh no, that's stupid. Let me get the cardio out of the way. Then I'll hit the weights and, we'll be chilling. No, dude, I would get to my second machine after doing like my mile and a half on cardio. I was gassed. I was like, all right, it's time to go home. This big daddio's tired, and I would never get a full workout in. And so I then switched it around because a buddy of mine that I went to high school with, he's really big into this whole working out, and he's a pretty good sized daddio. He's got the, he's kind of built. And him and his brother were talking to me in the locker room, and they were like, yeah, bro, do your cardio last. I was like, okay, I'll try that. And ever since then, I'm actually able to make it through my full workout, at least with, my weights, my weight training and stuff like that. And then I do the cardio last, and I've been just fine.
Okay, you're doing both of these things. So you're doing like a strength-based workout, and you're also doing like a cardio-based workout, like when you go to the gym?
I make sure I get at least a mile in. I at least make sure I do a mile. If I'm feeling it, I'll try to shoot for 2, but like normally like cool. a mile and a half, because I feel like that's still important. I know like you don't want to have. I know what you said about cardio and stuff like that. But I'd like to hear your perspective. But I feel like doing a mile
for sure
is super beneficial to you.
Totally,
just for your health and stuff.
Do you do it every day?
Like,
do you do it? Do you do like a similar thing every day?
Yeah, I always do a mile every day, no matter what it is. So whether I'm doing legs, I'm doing like my back, if I'm doing, arms, whatever, I always make sure before I leave that gym, I get my mile in. I don't care how I'm feeling. I'm going to get that mile in no matter what.
Would you be open to, I love the mindset of like setting out to, I will accomplish this task before I leave, regardless of how I feel. I think that's fucking fire and a good indicator of your work ethic and a good indicator that you'll be successful here. Would you be open to like restructuring maybe like some of that stuff, like on a schedule? If I were to like make some suggestion, I can make all these suggestions and you could take it and throw it in the trash if you want to. But like what I was thinking we could do is kind of like set up like maybe a little more specific of like a workout program for you. And again, not to infer that anything you're doing is bad or wrong, but maybe just like put some like new tools in your box also. You know what I mean?
Hey, dude, I'm here for all the bags, bro. If I can put more tricks in my bag, I'm here for it.
That's what I'm freaking talking about. All right, so what's your favorite strength training exercise? What's like your favorite lift?
I'll be honest, I love squats. Like for Big Daddio, when I get to my squats, but that's just for me because I have naturally strong calves, right? And I've always had naturally strong legs. So like I didn't lift like I did what is it? It's not like it's not I can't remember the name of it now. Whatever you call it when like you do like a mixture of like cardio and training or like weightlifting. I can't remember the name of it.
CrossFit?
CrossFit, yeah. So
yeah, we got it.
There we go. I did CrossFit my sophomore year, and I always loved doing squats, and I was close to doing like 255, which I know isn't a lot, but for me, I was like that was back in my time when I was like 220. So like
hell yeah,
like,
nice.
Okay,
over your body weight, that's awesome.
I'm trying to get back to that, but I almost did it. And then the dude behind me, stupid idiot, by the way. No offense to that dude. I love you, whatever. I ain't gonna say names. But I was coming up because it was like I was only gonna be able to do it for one. I'm coming up, dude. He says, "Oh, you got it, buddy." Slaps me on the back, and I'm like, "Oh, it's game over." Dropped it, dude. Rolled off my neck. I was like, it killed me, and I never got back to that point. So. But
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you like squats?
I love squats. Yeah.
Do you feel like you're like pretty like good at them? Like, can you do them fairly well?
Yeah, I feel like I do them pretty well. Sometimes I have a problem of like maintaining, keeping like my legs straight, like my feet going. And I've gotten pretty better at that. I always make sure I check myself now before I go to do my weight.
For sure.
If I catch myself slacking in the middle of it, I'll put the bar up real quick, or I'll try to adjust it real quick, and then I get back to squatting. But yeah, I feel like
what
I do
about
a pretty good job.
Do you feel have you deadlifted before? Do you ever deadlift? Do you feel confident with that movement?
So like here's the problem with deadlifting, at least at my gym. Like, so there's only like 2 gyms in my town. And I'm thinking about switching because like I love Planet Fitness because like I used to work there, and so like I know my boys up there or whatever like that. So that's why part of the reason I go up there. But I don't know if you know this, but like they don't really have like bars for deadlifting,
Oh yeah.
Like,
that's right.
Yeah, like theirs is like the assisted, so you can't really like, I can't do like some of the stuff that I used to do when I was in CrossFit, which kind of sucks to me because I miss doing some of that stuff.
That's okay.
So like, yeah.
That's all right. That's all right. I'm just trying to like get a grip on like kind of like your training, like they call it like your training age, like kind of were you in sports when you were in high school?
No, I had a ton of people try to get me to play football. I tried in middle school, and this is embarrassing, but like I was there, and the coach and we, I was actually doing pretty well. Like they had their eyes on me. They're like, "Oh, this kid's pretty good," because no one thought I was like, I was that awkward kid and all throughout school. Like the kid who played video games, didn't really talk to people. And like I went, I went to middle school. I was playing. I was like, okay, and I was filming myself. And then they were like, all right, let's do push-ups. I was like, oh, it's game over, bro. I can't do no push-ups. I'm a big daddio with no arm strength, bro. I don't know what you want from me. Yeah. My form's terrible. My back heavy. Is all like, bro, yeah. I'm doing the push-ups and like I can't do them that well. He's like, my daughter can do better push-ups than you. And I went home, I cried, and I never went back to football. That was the end of Rowdytime's football career. So I never played sports ever, bro.
All right, fair enough. Well, still, just being around the gym gives you a little bit of training age. Like you've running a mile 5 days a week every time you go to the gym. That lends you some training age there. Yeah. Talking about box jumps in the chat. Jump roping equal to running, it's decent substitute or whatnot. CrossFit gets heat because they do a poor job of coaching and they do movements not meant to be done for speed, like a deadlift. Doing as many deadlifts as you possibly can in a minute is like, I cannot fathom any better way to try to hurt yourself. That's what CrossFit gets a bad rap for. And Planet Fitness also getting a little bit of heat in the channel. Sincere, why the Planet Fitness hate? Planet Fitness actively discourages some things that could be legitimately you can't deadlift into Planet Fitness. Like dropping a weight or being loud or making a noise will get you the lunk alarm. They don't have barbells. They don't encourage like heavy lifting. Planet Fitness is meant as a go-between, and it's effective. And I think there's a place for it. And I think if people feel comfortable and confident in that space, then fucking fantastic. But Planet Fitness is meant to be your starter gym, where you can go in and you explore what different machines do and how to use, the selector equipment and the plates, and you get to see some other people working around, doing their thing. And I think that is useful. I think if you live 5 minutes away from a Planet Fitness and it has a treadmill and the stairs that you like and it has enough weight, it could absolutely be sufficient. You know what I mean? But yeah, depending on how serious you want to get about your fitness, there's going to be a point at which you kind of outgrow it, because you'll need to start using some heavier weights. You'll need to start doing some more, load-bearing movements to, build the type of, muscle mass that you'll want to build to make sure your metabolism is churning over calories without you having to do anything, without you having to go do cardio. You know what I mean? Like the goal is to crank Rowdy up to 10 so that your body is just flaming through it. We got all the fucking wood on that fire early in the day, and it's just a fucking conflagration, not to be confused with a congregation. That's different. But I think that's why Planet Fitness gets a little bit of hate. It's a little elitist to hate on it, but it is like, you know, it is kind of it's not a waste of time, but of course it's expensive. That's why you work in one. For sure.
I've realized this, and I didn't really realize this until I started working out and honestly starting to get into it. And then I kind of missed, some of my days in CrossFit back when I was, a sophomore in high school. I kind of missed, having the like free weight when it came to, like my squats, because like the assisted squat rack like thing's kind of cool, but like, dude, it was such an adjustment for me. Like I went to do it and I was like, bro, this feels so weird, and it still feels weird to me. There's something about it to me that I feel like it's kind of almost limiting myself just a little bit,
For
like,
sure.
It feels, because like the thing is like also with the bar is not 45 pounds. I was always used to a 45-pound bar. The bar at Planet Fitness is only 25.
Yeah.
And so like it was a big adjustment for me, man. Like
for sure.
It's still an adjustment. And there's another gym that's near me, which is kind of more like they have more free weights and stuff like that. And I'm thinking about possibly transferring there because it's a great starter gym for you. And like Finn said, it depends on how serious you want to be. If you want to be more serious about, like weightlifting and stuff like that, and you want to go that next notch instead of just your typical person, goes to the gym just to stay in shape, Planet Fitness is not for you.
Oh, I think you're ready for that though. Even just based on the fact of us having this conversation here, it seems like you're ready for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I just want to get back down to my weight, but also kind of build some strength, because that's where I was at that point when I was at that like 220 mark. I was like, okay, let's start building some muscle, get stronger, stuff like that. Finally build some like strength on my arms, my legs, and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I definitely feel like it's a good starter gym for you. And if you're someone that doesn't want to be super serious, but you just want to maintain your health a little bit, go do your mile, your treadmill and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Planet Fitness is the place for you. But if you want to take it to that next level and, you really want to get serious about it, Planet Fitness is not the gym for you. Personally, for me, that's how I feel. It just depends on how serious you want to be. Filler's absolutely right. And most people, it's a great starter gym. But once you once you understand working out, you understand what machines do, you've learned different workouts, and you kind of know the ropes.
I feel like move on from it.
Yeah, you can move on. I think you've moved on from that chapter in your progression, and then you can go to a gym that's got free weights, you can deadlift, you can kind of do what you want. And I feel like at those gyms you also have more freedom, I guess you could say, whereas like Planet Fitness, dude, you're over here like you make one little grunt,
you get
like that, bro.
You get side eyes.
Stares at you like, what are you doing?
Bro, relax. Like, it's not that serious.
Like it's a little grunt, but
Glenn asks, how do folks get technique? Well, I mean, we can talk about like the theoretical stuff, but honestly, that's a big benefit of meeting with a personal trainer in person. Like, yeah, it's tough. It's tough because even from within the industry, for as long as I was there are a lot of really bad trainers, to be totally frank with you. I would tend to, it'll be more money than necessarily you want to spend. But if I was going to suggest, like if you wanted to have a technique session with somebody, the cheapest trainer in the gym is the cheapest because they have an empty schedule, and a trainer with empty schedule is not a good trainer. So like pay for however that gym breaks it out, the level 2, the level 3 rate, pay for a veteran who you might have to, do some dancing with to get into the schedule. If you wanted to do like a technique session on it, I know that's kind of a non-answer. Blitz, I'm actually glad I caught that because that's the next thing we're going to talk about. It says reps over weight. No, sir. Not even actually close, Blitz. And I'm glad I caught that because part of Rowdy and I are brief. Most trainers are wildly expensive. Exactly, Animal. And if you only have a 50% chance of running into a good one, that's not great odds. So, I mean, I definitely understand the aversion to it. For sure. But I mean, as far as your lifting technique goes, if you're at the spot where you've graduated from Planet Fitness, like now you need to really start introducing load bearing movements, which is why we're about to go into. It's not reps over weight. It's actually the other way within the capabilities of your body and your framework. But okay, so you walk into the gym, but you generally feel pretty good, but you haven't eaten anything yet. We've had a little bit of water, so you're decently hydrated. You come into the gym, you step foot in, give me the order of operations before you get to the mile to finish it. Well, you just stepped foot in there. Where are you looking? Where are you going?
So if it's arms, you know, like whatever day I'm gonna do, you know, I'll go over and stretch. Most importantly, sometimes I'll almost forget to stretch. I'll go to the machine. I'll be like, oh, I gotta go stretch. So I'll go over stretch. You know.
Okay, wait. Okay, hold on. We got to take this one thing at a time. All right. So you go in and you stretch first.
Yeah.
When you say stretch, what does that mean?
Like just the like typical stretches, like I know. So like, you know, like the like that, you know.
Okay. All right.
You know,
oh, bro, we're gonna fucking you are gonna be great, dude. We are gonna really get you going. Okay, brother. First of all, wasting your time. Don't stretch.
Really?
No,
Wait,
do
what?
not stretch. No, do not stretch. Do not. Okay. You ready? You want a hot take? Stop stretching. Period. Ever. Before or after. It's not a best way to mobilize your stuff and get loose and limber. So imagine just before you needed to use a rubber band for something important, right? Just before you needed a rubber band to hold something banded together, man. You needed it to be good. You needed it. You needed it to hold tight. Just before you pull the rubber band as wide as it can go and just hold it there for a really long time. You're not helping this rubber band's integrity. You're pulling it too loose. It's getting dry and it's thin and it's flimsy. And then when you return it to what you needed it to hold, it's all fucking loose and jiggly and it doesn't have the fucking snapback that it had before you held it like this. Your body and your connective tissue and all your ligaments work the exact same way, dude. So these people who are not these people. So it's a really common misconception that you should be holding static stretches before you work out. You shouldn't. You're actually making your body a little less capable to do the things that you are about to ask it to do. So we could save you a little bit of time there. We're going to skip you right to a warm-up, a dynamic warm-up. So the difference between dynamic is like anything where you're moving, static is anything where you're standing still. So IMO, in my opinion, wash stretching completely. Is warming up different than stretching? It definitely is, Mr. Benjamin. That's what we're going to talk about next here. Warming up is a product of circulating blood flow, okay? Starting to bring, what the fuck? I'm going to embarrass myself. What's the fluid? The fluid at the joint, the lubricating fluid at the joint. Synovial fluid to your joints to start to lubricate anything such that it's going to be ready to go. And like I said, blood flows to raise your heart rate. You need to be warmed up before you start exercising. Fogtown, what's good, baby? So you get in, you stretch, then what's the move? Will you spend some time warming up, or is it time to lift now after you've stretched?
Okay, hold on. Now you got to talk to me about warming up, bro, because I don't understand the difference. I'm like most of the chat right here. My mind's blown about not stretching. Like I thought stretching and warming up are the same thing.
Fair.
So I'm gonna need to talk through about warming up because
hell yeah. Okay, love it.
And then I hit the
excellent,
thing, so.
excellent. Oh God, Rowdy, dude, wait till you experience the difference. Okay. So the way that you are wanting to work out here, right? Warm up, you know, the easy answer, the knee-jerk answer is walk on a treadmill for 5 minutes. What you want to accomplish during a warm-up is to raise your heart rate, okay? To start to breathe a little bit heavier, to get your body moving, to warm up almost literally, to just get all your systems going. So I would, for an example, a treadmill warm-up. Get up on the treadmill, put the thing at a 3.0 and you're walking for 2 minutes. And you're just walking, you're striding, you're making sure you're following through every stride, you're feeling your calves fire, just walking. You're feeling if you're tight anywhere, is your gait even? Are you putting equal pressure on either of your feet? You're just walking, just making sure your gait is solid. 2 minutes. Boost it up to 4.5, the lightest, a speed walks, depending on how tall you are, a speed walk to the lightest jog you can possibly imagine. And same thing, you're taking deep breaths, you're feeling your heart rate go up, you might start to sweat here, okay? Just moving a little bit. Your systems are starting to get going. Now, couple things you want to balance here. You want to be warmed up enough that your heart rate is in, a mid to elevated state before you start working out. You don't want to take such a toll on your body that you don't have your primary energy systems available for your lifts, right? You want to have enough left in the tank that you have something left, yet to give. And when we organize your week, like we'll consider that, like in what you're doing for a warm up, even like when so that can change too. But the advantage now is that your heart rate, it won't stay as high as it is. Okay, so basically you're building up very slowly to a light jog, right? And as soon as that it kind of starts to kick over to like, okay, this sucks a little bit, you're at a decent spot. I would say at least 5 minutes, but really as you start to get in better shape, you might not be warmed up to, and this is a stone cold guess and don't take this number rock solid seriously, but like stepping off of a treadmill, and again, depending on your physical condition, around a $140 beats per minute on your heart rate. I don't know if you use an Apple Watch or you can, but the if you don't, that's fine. The feeling is, if I was standing next to you and you and I were talking while you were on the treadmill, you can get off when like you're kind of like have to catch your breath in between when we're talking about, and you're talking and we're having a conversation. That's about the spot where like you're warmed up, ready to go. Here's the function that this serves, right? You started to circulate body, you circulate blood all over the place. Oxygen is starting to travel around, so your muscles are going to be a little more capable of accepting the load and doing the things that you're about to do, but your heart rate is also up. Your heart rate up means the whole operation is turned up, and that's like a really important concept that you have to grasp, that one has to grasp in manipulating their body, is treating and seeing yourself like a machine, right? You've turned everything up now that you're warmed up. So now, yeah, you're not still jogging, so your heart rate's not going to stay up there. But if you are moving around quickly while you're lifting, you're putting together supersets and doing things in close proximity, your heart rate never falls all the way back down. And for as long as your heart rate is up, you're turning over more calories, and that's just more beneficial for your time, right? So the warm-up isn't just 5 minutes of cardio that gets you 5 minutes of burned calories. It's also the staying power that now for the rest of your workout, rather than averaging 98 beats per minute and burning X amount of calories, you're averaging $130 because you're kind of a little bit out of breath from earlier, but like you're still moving, you're sweating a little bit, and now your whole workout is more productive. Okay, so that's what you're aiming for when you're warming up. It shouldn't be like you're starting your workout when you warm up, right? The stretching thing, and like I played football, you know this, and it's the same thing. I know a lot of athletics are the same thing. I know you get a lot of side eyes when you tell people to stop stretching, because every single athletic team ever, youth sports and beyond, you start practice by stretching. You go into lines and you put your legs apart and you stand there and you stretch your hamstrings. You know what I mean? And it's just kind of like all we know. Doesn't turn out to be the move for us. So those are some considerations on warming up for you. So in your gym day, after you stretch and then you hit, how are you breaking out your days? You mentioned before arm day. Do you kind of like break out by like specific body parts like that?
So yeah, like I'm still like, I don't know, like I'll get your opinion on this, but like, so like I kind of try to like, for arm day, I kind of try to like focus on my biceps. My triceps, I've kind of almost built into the day when I kind of work out my back as well, because some of the machines at Planet Fitness, like for your back, also work out your triceps. And I don't know how like you feel about this, but like I've kind of like put my tricep, like worked out my put my tricep there, or like worked out my triceps when I'm working on my back, instead of working on my triceps when I'm working on my biceps for arm day. Now I want to get your opinion on this. Like, what do you think? Should I be trying to do my triceps and biceps on the same day, or should, like, for arm day, I just kind of focus on my biceps and like, not really triceps, and still save that for when I'm working on my back?
I think, brother, that I think you could even do one better, honestly. I think you could restructure a little bit. So when you organize your training week, I think the move is to organize them around your big load-bearing lifts. So your squat, your bench press, the hierarchy is squat, deadlift, bench press, and an overhead press. But we're also going to talk about like other stuff that you can do. But let me give a more specific example of what I'm talking about. On your bench day, bench, your primary mover is your pectoral complex. The second muscle that gets worked in a bench press day is your tricep. Just if you think about the movement, right, it starts with your chest, and then at some point it's your arm locking it out, and your tricep is getting a little bit of work. I would start to think about your workouts in terms of your order of operations, right? So if you're on a bench day, you know your chest is going to get most of the work. Your triceps are going to get a little bit of work too. You're going to start with bench and then build down and then wind up finishing with triceps because you've kind of already started the job. The goal should be to manage your biggest lifts first and kind of almost stop thinking about it. You're kind of thinking like a bodybuilder right now, rather than somebody who's trying to be strong and fit in more ways than that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't need an arm day. Arm day is a bunch of single joint movements. You're only using your elbow. Instead, you make that a squat into an overhead press. You're still doing tricep work, but you're also getting the cardiovascular benefit of moving quickly, plus you have a squat in, plus you have an overhead press. So we could do like bigger, I want you to think bigger in terms of like bigger, more compound movements like for your schedule. So arm day, we could do arms whenever. We're going to incorporate biceps after you do back exercise. We're going to do it. I'm going to get you set up with like kind of a traditional split, and it's a traditional split because it starts with the prime mover, like a prime movement, and breaks it down after that to the single joint movements that are involved with it that can supplement the thing in the first place. I know I'm saying a lot and I'm recording it, so like we'll be able to go back over this all because I know it's going to be just like an overload, because I'm going to tell you to change like everything. You know what I mean? I want to like do my best to give you the best possible, and then you make it work for you, right? Like I give you, I give you something and you adapt and adjust it for Rowdy, and you just like make it work for you. You know what I mean? So we got 5 days of the week to work with, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How much time do you spend at the gym about? Like how much time do you like to spend? Like just like an hour or so? Do you like to spend a little more, kind of relax, or you like to get it done quickly?
It all varies on the day. Like it honestly depends on what I have to get done that day, right? So like, on the days that like I need to upload a YouTube video or something like that, let's say I'm kind of slacking, I don't really rush my workout, but I try to speed up just a tad bit. Like I'm obviously not gonna like half do it. I'm like, I got to get home and do this, but I'll spend maybe a little bit less time at the gym. On days I don't have a video, or I'm kind of like caught up on everything that I need to do for the day. I'll spend like an hour at the gym, maybe like hour 30. It all depends. Like I try to stay at the gym for an hour, but sometimes it normally ends up being like 45 minutes or like 50, Okay. But I try to stay at the gym for at least an hour.
Okay, bet. And so I know on Twitter you were saying, so you kind of like break it out like by splits, which is it's not a bad way to train. Also, just an important disclaimer, I am certainly at risk of like coming off like just like sounding like, I'm the fuck. Listen to all the stuff I do. I'm not, fitting it to you and your body and your preferences and your schedule is important. I'm not the only one with input. I don't know shit from Shinola half the time. So like I'm just making my opinions are just that, are just my opinions, right? So like I don't want to like, start to take apart the program and be like, all right, Fend, like I got it, like I could change some stuff, just as like, you know what I mean, as the disclaimer there, because I can tend to be a fucking know-it-all sometimes, and I hate when I come off like that. But I know a lot of stuff here, and I want to do my best to tell you about as much of it as I can. So like for your split, you said you're mostly doing 3x15, right? 3 sets of 15 on most of the stuff that you do.
When I first started out, that's like what I got told. Like that's good starter, and like I didn't really know like any. I know supersets are probably more beneficial for me, and I've kind of found myself to like I got that initial like first to 2 weeks, like when you first start working out again, like I'm feeling sore after my workouts, and then boom, it vanishes. And this is the same problem I had probably last summer. I was hitting the gym then too, and I was kind of maintaining my weight, better. and I was doing the 3x15, and all of a sudden I stopped feeling sore. And I don't know if you can attest to this, but dude, when I don't feel sore after my workouts, and I haven't really been feeling it like at all, like, dude, it messes with me in my head, and I'm like, I didn't do good enough. And then the next day I go in, and it's like I'm almost trying to kill myself, like just trying to feel something, dude. And it's like when I don't feel like, my arms aren't like hurting or like I'm not sore, I feel like, I
feel like you're wasting your time.
Yeah, I feel like I'm wasting my time on my machines after I'm done for the day, and I'm getting closer and closer to the end, and I'm still not like burnt out, and like I'm like, oh bro, I'm dead, I can't do that much more. I am beyond in my head, like I suck, I didn't do enough, man. Like I'm garbage. I'm not doing enough at the gym. Like I gotta
go home. I did not bring any intensity today.
Yeah, and I'm like, I go home and I'm kind of disappointed a little bit.
Fair enough. All right, well, I think you got to give yourself like a little bit of a break on that tip. Yeah, it's definitely good to feel sore, but like eventually, like once you get your body tuned up enough to what you're doing, you're not going to feel as sore all the time, but it doesn't mean you're not being productive. All right, so you can kind of like, you give yourself a break on that a little bit. But so then 3x15, from what you're saying, you kind of like stopped feeling sore, you stopped feeling like it was taxing, and that was like kind of alarming to you. Did you change? Did you go like heavier? Did you want to stay at 3 sets of 15? Like, did you adjust it all, or is that just kind of like where you're at now? Is like maybe you're not getting sore anymore, and you're looking for what's next?
Yeah, like I'm not sore anymore, and this happened like over the summer. Like I said, my body just got adjusted to it. And like I just wasn't like, obviously when I would try to go, if I tried to go to the gym the next day and work it out, obviously I'm gonna feel thin. Like other than that, like I'm not really feeling it like when I'm at home, like moving my arms or like my legs or whatever like that. And so it was really like starting to affect me. And like it doesn't bring me down. Like I still, I keep on that grind, but I feel like maybe I should be trying to do like more reps, or like maybe I should try to do supersets.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna get you. Yeah, that's exactly what. Yeah, but we will. But the goal's not to make you sore. 3x15 is definitely a superset Spartan. No, 3x15 is not a superset. So 3x15, no, that a superset is doing 2 exercises one after the other. So for example, a bench press set of 5 supersetted with a push-up set of 12. For example, something like this. That's what a superset is. Crazy. I don't know if he was plateauing necessarily, or he was just ready to not be at 15 reps anymore, and his body, was ready to drop to 12 and then 10 and then 8 and then 5 and then 3. You know what I mean? Yeah, when you get to lifting regular, soreness should not come into play as much because your body gets better at detoxing your own muscles. Soreness is just excess lactic acid that's just still sitting there. And when you first start a movement or something like that, your body might need to process lactic acid from different places, and it might feel different ways, and that's what you experience as being sore. And it's like, well, that hurts, so that must mean I'm doing something correct. And like, yeah, you are definitely doing something correctly, but it's also showing that at that specific time your body is deficient in healing itself and repairing itself, and you don't want that to be the case. Like, you want your body to be able to move all that shit out and, clean out the muscle waste, and like you want to feel good. Like, you're gonna feeling sore is part of the deal for sure, but like I don't want you to think that it's necessarily like a goal that you should set out with, is to like make yourself sore. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
All right, so you ready to let's get you a program. You want to do a week of programming for you?
Sure, I'm here for it.
We're gonna do like specifics. So, all right, we'll start at the top. You don't need to write this part down, but in considering things that you want to do in the gym, right? There's 6 movement types that if you do one of each of them, you will have completed a full body lift. And we don't need to do full body lifts all the time. But in the for what it's worth category, 6 movement types: squat, a lunge, a bend, a twist, a push, and a pull. Okay? Squat, easy, right? A bend, that's a hinge from the waist, that's a deadlift. Push, easy. Anything, a bench press, an overhead press, all pushes. Pulls, pull downs, pull-ups, if you're strong enough to do pull-ups. Twisting is twisting's a little more difficult. it includes thoracic rotation and oblique strengthening, and like we'll talk like a little bit about like core stuff. If you're doing sit-ups out there in the crowd, stop doing sit-ups. Never do another sit-up ever again in your entire life.
We're not gonna talk about my we're just not gonna talk about my sit-ups that I did for a hot minute.
It's okay, bro. No. It's all right. We're moving on. We're gonna sub those out for meaningful planks instead. But okay, so we're gonna kind of consider, because you're a big guy and we want to be building some strength as well. Here are my goals for your training program, Rowdy, because here's what we need to consider for you, right? For as long as you want to be losing weight, we have to affect the different sides of the balance, right? I'm a big dad. I don't prefer to super limit my intake. That makes me feel hungry all the time, and it gives me a headaches, and I just like I don't like feeling like I'm dieting or like super shortchanging my food. So for me personally, I always would rather turn up the output on the scale a little bit. You know what I mean? So part of my goals in programming this for you will be a training program where you can indeed add muscle mass, like you're going to be doing hypertrophy and maximal strength type of training, but incorporating supersets that will keep your heart rate up, so that you don't need to choose whether you're strength training or whether you're doing cardiovascular training. We can reap there's a longer conversation to be had here, but you can reap the benefits of both at the same time in a lot of ways by keeping your heart rate up, so you're burning a lot of calories. That's what cardio is. That's why cardio burns calories, just because your heart rate is up. And also building muscle, the benefit there being your muscle has to eat throughout the day, right? And it's like we have to strike like this pretty close balance, because doing too much of any one thing is, so if you err on the cardio side of it and we turn into cardio bunnies and you're like, well, I burn more calories in a cardio only workout, so I'm just going to do that. Your body adjusts. It's like, well, you're outputting 2,000 calories a day on this fucking elliptical and only feeding me lettuce. I'm turning everything down, bro. I'm tuning everything down. You thought you're not going to fucking starve me out. You got to respect your body as a completely separate entity, man. It is looking out for itself. So we can't just do that. In the same way, just lifting only heavy weights will make us huge, but it might not necessarily boost your resting metabolic rate enough to lose any weight. Can be some debate there. You could potentially actually lose weight just strength training, but to be effective for our time, we don't have to. We can do both. You know what I mean? So yeah. All right. So you're on a Monday. We're gonna start right from the top. Bench press is gonna be the highlight of your Monday. So on your Monday, when we're going to focus it mostly upper body, because I love that you like putting like some cardio type stuff at the end of your workout. And we're going to keep that in. So you like using the treadmill, like when you do your mile, right?
I do the elliptical only because I'll be honest with you, I hate the treadmill. There's
fine.
Something about
yeah, say less.
It feels like I'm just like on an endless, like I'll never get there. Whereas like the elliptical, like, my legs are kind of moving more.
Totally. Yeah, love it. Okay, so you like elliptical for your cardio machine the most?
Yeah, I like the elliptical the most. That's been my thing for a long time now.
Beautiful. And another important question that any trainer should always ask you before they tell you anything that you should do. Do you have any pre-existing injuries or contraindications? Are there things you can't do or things that hurt you? Or ways that we should consider in talking about your program? I
don't have any injuries that
Good.
I know of. So
yeah, no, that's a great answer, bro. You got to remember that I don't always talk to 19-year-old BRE. It's a lot of times it's 60-year-old Timmy down the road, old Mr. John Boy, and he's got some stuff going on. So okay, so that's good news. So Monday, we're going to keep it mostly an upper body focus, and we're going to do a push-pull, all right? You could go to the VOD for this, but if you guys want, like, we're going to put together, like, a starting strength routine here. So information I have to work with is about an hour in the gym that Rowdy likes to spend. He's pretty well hydrated. I've already made the suggestion that he have some type of fuel in his stomach before the gym, not just to fuel the workout, but also to get his metabolism started early. So I've made these suggestions. I've gotten a good grip on what he's doing right now, and kind of like his mindset, things he likes to do. I've made sure he doesn't have injuries. I've asked about his cardiovascular preference. Like, I know what he likes to do for cardio. I know that he, although being active, hasn't played sports, so he might not have spent any time in like a high school weight room, for example. So I'm not in programming for a guy like Rowdy. I'm not going to assume, knowledge of a safe deadlift. I'm sure he could probably do it. This isn't even particular to Rowdy, but just in like talking about programming for somebody, right? So those are like some things that I would consider, like, given the information that I have with Rowdy right now. So Monday we'll start from the top, a push pull upper body day. So you'll walk into the gym, and let's call it 8 minutes even. 2 minutes at a slow walk, and then every 2 minutes increase the pace until you're at a light jog for 8 minutes. And you're going to get off the treadmill at 8 minutes. So when you get off, you're not tired yet. Like, you got a little bit of gas, but like, you started to sweat now. Like, you're a little bit out of breath. Like, you're starting to sip on that water. And now we'll move to strength train. Now we're ready to go strength train. And so talked about it a little bit earlier. You want to organize your exercises around the most important ones first, right? Say, for example, on this push-pull day, when I have you about to do bench press, you came in and did as many push-ups as you possibly could do first, right?
Yeah.
You won't be able to lift a God-blessed thing on a bench, right? So we want to save everything you have for the most important movement, which on the Monday is going to be bench. So you're warmed up. It'll be on the elliptical, so you're good to go. Okay, sorry, I was double thinking. Not the treadmill, sorry. I said the treadmill out loud. Since you're using the elliptical for cardio, which I love, every 2 minutes you're gonna increase the resistance on the thing. Okay?
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured.
Sorry, yeah, my fault.
You're good.
I had a brief brain fart. So that's how you're going to increase every 2 minutes. 8 minutes total, same thing. Get off the elliptical and you're good to go. That also means you don't need to do any like rowing or anything like this to get some synovial fluid. That's kind of like what lubes up your joints a little bit. That's like the oil that your body uses in your joints. And that will have started to circulate if you're keeping your hands on the elliptical, which I'm sure you do. So that's good. You are actually at from a joint perspective, you're ready now to bench. So go over, we'll get you warmed up with a bench set of, first, I'm not going to give you reps. I'm just going to give you sets. First week, keep everything at 15, but then from there, drop reps and weight goes up for every week after. We're going to do 1 week of 15 stuff for you, of all the stuff I'm about to tell you, but just so I don't have to say like the different reps like every single time, it'll be 15 for everything, just to make it simple. Yeah, you could probably get a little more specific on how to break out reps, but just like somewhere to start, you know what I mean? We're going to go 15. In the second week, 12, third week, 10, then 8, and then 5 will be like your like peak week, I guess you could say, in 6 weeks, and we'll see how strong you are. So Monday, warm up at the bar, throw on the bench. You got 15. You got 15 reps. Bang, rep them out. So we'll go for the superset. I want it to be a push-pull. It also kind of depends what is near you at the gym. So you can get creative on how to like do it spatially, but. Yeah. For a push-pull day, I would want 2 things to happen in your bench set. I would want to maintain all of your power in your chest so you can make the bench set heavier as you go, right? So I'm not going to superset it with like a pull-up. You don't need your biceps for it later. We haven't done the pull yet. So let's go at your bench. You're going to bring dumbbells for a bent over row. And again, we'll keep this stuff like pretty high level and pretty basic. Stuff for a bent over row, bicep curls, and a mat to do a plank will be your first superset. So from the bench press, you're going to hit your 15 bench press reps. Good. Stand up, turn around, bent over row, the Have you seen that done before with the dumbbell where you put the one knee in your hand down?
Oh yeah,
on
I
the
do
bench?
that. No, I do that. Yeah, I do
Excellent.
that.
Okay, bang. 15 and 15, then stand up, and it shouldn't be the same dumbbells. The bent over row dumbbells should be heavier than the bicep curl dumbbells. But we'll go from bench press into bent over rows into just a standing bicep curl into a plank, 4 things in a row. Okay, you're doing all of those things top to bottom before you take a breath. Okay, and we're good for the second set. All right, top to bottom. So that'll be your first block of 4 things. It accomplishes your big chest movement. It starts to get your biceps and your lats warmed up because we're gonna go do lat pull downs in the next set. And the plank, honestly, just to incorporate some core conditioning, that will also keep your heart rate up. Just because it's difficult to do.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase this. Just because you're standing still doesn't mean you're not doing cardiovascular training, because it will make your heart rate go up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Finish your set, take about 90 seconds to 2 minutes, and I would put yourself on a clock too, just to keep yourself honest in between your sets. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. To make sure you're moving. 2 minutes, and we'll go sets of 3 for now. So 15 can stay as the reps, sets of 3. Go up in weight if you can. Just make sure you're finishing the reps. That'll be your first block. So that's your push, heavy, pull, light superset. Next block of superset, we'll go to a lat pull down machine. Okay, 15 will be a lot of reps for this, but again, this is a good place to start with. This is a good place to start with. My man Untamed in the channel. 10 months from the OG. New phone, who this? New sub, who this? Beans, what's happening, man? Oh, crazy, bro. I'm super grateful to Rowdy for letting us take it apart like this. Hey, Mrs. Rob Gaming. Crash and Burn, Peter still chilling. Rafington. I'm gonna literally have to go back and read the chat log, because I know I'm missing a bunch of good action. Okay, so that's your push heavy, pull light superset. Second block of your day, you're gonna go to the lat pull down machine. Wide grip, palms facing away, pull down for 15. Switch your grip close, palms facing you, and tight for another 15, okay? Now, since we've already done the important stuff with your triceps, we can superset triceps into this now also, and we could just keep it simple, right? Do you know how to use the rope attachment for tricep extensions? Elbows tight to your side, grab either side of the rope like so, and extend through your triceps and open down at the bottom. Have you seen that movement done before?
Oh yeah, like where you pull. Yeah, bro, we have that. Yeah, I've used that thing a ton.
Hell yeah.
I used it yesterday actually, but yeah, I know how to use that. Yeah.
This superset is good because you could do it all at a tower, because usually the lat pull down is going to be right next to the tricep extension, so you monopolize your little corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you'll go wide grip for 15, close grip for 15, stand up tricep extensions. We'll keep those also 15, and we'll make the pseudo core, but really now just that we've finished chest on the bench press, we'll superset push-ups into that. So that's going to be your next block of 4. 15 wide, 15 close, stand up, 15 on the tricep extensions, and then push-ups. You could go max reps on push-ups. I don't know if you did the first set right, you probably don't have 15 push-ups per set left in you. But if you do, then so be it. All right. So for the Monday, we could just keep it like that. Okay. 2 sets of like your 4 blocks of things. You spend your 8 minutes on the warm-up. Came in, did your thing. You had your 2 supersets, each of 4 exercises, good to go. And then I know you like to hit your mile immediately afterwards. Here's what we need to consider when you're only doing cardio. You have 2 different like fuel systems, basically. When you're going really fast and like you're sprinting, your body is burning carbohydrates. That's called anaerobic activity. Basically, there's too much going on for just oxygen to suffice for your body to like make it happen. So your body has to like actually burn some carbs to like sprint as hard as you can. If you're sprinting as hard as you can, your body's only using carbohydrate energy, for example, okay? On the other end of it, us just standing still, like you and I talking right now, I mean, we're big daddios, so we're riled up, so we might not be at 100% fat burn percentage, but by and large, we are burning 100% fat despite not burning that many calories because we're not moving. On the low end of your heart rate, oxidative, like, you know, type of activity, oxygen burning, thus fat burning, I'm talking my way around the idea that you need to do some moderate intensity stuff, but you also need to train that carbohydrate burning system. So you need to do at some point things that will feel like sprints. It can't just be steady state all the time. We have to do both. So to start the week, let's work on the anaerobic energy system. So for you, and this is where you ride it out and get your mile, but just with these considerations. For Monday, you're creating intervals. A minute as hard as you can go at that time, whatever you have left in the workout, and a minute off. Minute on, for the week of 15, actually, we're gonna do a minute and a half. Mandy, what's wrong? My cat is yelling. Mandy, are you okay? I'm in here. I'm doing something. Can you be quiet, please? Okay. Okay, fair enough. So we're going to work on the anaerobic system for your first one. Week 1, just to give yourself enough time to recover. I know I'm saying a lot here, but you also have to kind of be dynamic with this. So early on, when you're doing intervals, if your heart rate is not actually recovering at all during your rest, you need to wait longer. You know what I mean? You can set out with, okay, I'm going to do a minute on and a minute off, but as you get further into your fitness like adventure, you'll kind of get a grip on what's happening with your body. The point is you need to get your heart rate up as quickly as you can. If your heart rate's a line graph, you need to spike it as quickly as you can, get it as high as you feel confident and safe at. And then we also need it to recover back down the other way. So if we get it up here and it just camps out and it's at a minute and a half and you're still, you know, it still feels like you just sprinted, you have to wait a little bit longer. So for Monday, intervals is where you're going to finish cardio, and that's how you'll do your mile. Good money?
Cash.
8-minute warm up. Bench press set is bench press into bent over rows, into bicep curls, into a plank. We'll have the plank be max duration. Second set is your pull heavy set. We'll go wide grip pull downs into close grip pull downs, into tricep extensions, into max rep push-ups. Cardio to finish for your mile or more. You're focused on your interval type training. Okay. All right. That'll be good money for one. Let's go. We'll give you the leg day. Wednesday will be kind of like a recovery accessory type day. And then we'll run this Monday, Tuesday thing again on Thursday, Friday. So you have your upper body push pull, and there will be plenty for us to build on here, right? We haven't done any spot training. We haven't done any shoulder work just yet. You've done one set of biceps. The point is you're going to be shocked at how much more tired you are just doing things quickly, right? And for all of our considerations here, if you can go heavier and still accomplish the reps, go heavier. Always try to go heavier. Never get to a spot where it's like, okay, when I do bicep curls, I do 30 pounds 10 times. If somebody, what do you do for bicep curls? You should have 5 other questions. Well, on what bar? How many do I need to get? What have I done otherwise? You know what I mean? Like, never get into like a rut of just the same weights over and over and over and over again. You have to force yourself to a point of failure. If at the end of, even in the week of 15, we're really working on more of your stability, your brain's ability to control the muscles, and a little bit of endurance now also. Just how much contractile force we can manage over a time. 15 reps is a lot of time. So we're not actually taxing, in some ways, the structure of the muscle yet. But even at 15, we want to progressively overload. So heavier and heavier until you cannot get 15 reps, right? So that after your third set of whatever you're doing, of the bench press, you got your 15 reps, stand up, and you're like, man, I feel good. I could do a whole nother set, do another set. Then you're not done yet. Then you didn't go heavy enough, right? Mm-hmm. The last set of anything in strength training, whatever the count is, the last 20% of the reps should be a fucking battle. And if it's not a battle, you're not forcing any change. You know what I mean? To force your body to adapt and actually change itself, you have to absolutely force it to. So a lot of folks are uncomfortable with failing. Some folks are uncomfortable with asking for a spot so they can fail. But you have to be willing and able and making an effort to fail by the end of your sets. You know what I mean? You don't want to get the full 15 on your third set if you could stand it. If you do it exactly right, you get 15 in the first, 15 in the second that started to feel a little sketchy, and you're fighting for like 12 plus. Something like this on your third, okay? Just something to consider. So we got your Monday situated. Tuesday will be your big squat day. You go with your Big Daddy squat day?
Yeah. I'm going with my Big Daddy squat day.
All right, so for your squat day, let's keep the warm-up the same, right? That same 8-minute warm-up on the elliptical. So you pop on, just start at a nice easy pace, 2 minutes. Every 2 minutes, increase the resistance on the thing. So by the time you get off after 8 minutes, like, you're sweating a little bit, you're starting to breathe a little bit heavier, you're moving. And we could go right to the squat rack. Do you know how to, have you ever used a foam roller? Have you ever seen anybody like using a foam roller at the gym?
Bro, I've never seen it. I remember you talking about it.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about investing in one, but I've never seen one used at the gym. I don't think
Okay,
I've ever
word.
seen anyone use it.
It's fairly easy to pick it up. Maybe like in one of these talks, like I can I'll bust the camera down on the floor and like do a brief foam rolling like routine together just to show you how it's done. You'll probably be fine at first. As you start to get really confident in these movements, you will want to learn how to foam roll, because that's really the best way to keep your body to make sure you're not going to get injured, but to also finish circulating blood. Like if you're really about to lift something fucking really heavy, which you won't be doing in the week of 15, you'll be doing that weeks later in like the week of 8 and then 5. By then, we'll make sure you're confident with foam rolling. But for now, the warm-up will be sufficient, right? Get a squat set of like something relatively light just to get under the bar and see how you feel. And now you're ready to start. So we've done on Monday, we did a push-pull and we did some biceps and triceps. That means we should incorporate shoulders here because that will be non-competing with your squat. So we'll have your heavy squat up first. That's the most important thing we're going to do here. Then from there, we've only done one set of curls on the week. Let's put in a bicep curl into an overhead press with dumbbells next, right after that. So from your squat, bang, hit your squat reps, turn around, you have your dumbbells ready. And for like all your supersets, for for Rowdy and anybody listening, like you will have to spend like 3 or 4 minutes setting it up, right? You will have to be that guy that has a little area, that has a couple little pieces of equipment, you know what I'm saying? Like, yes, you will have to be that guy, but like we can be comfortable with that for now. So squat into a bicep curl into overhead press. We're gonna do a second set for like your hamstrings and like some lunges and such like this. We'll need a cardiovascular element that gets you a little lumbar work. Have you ever done a kettlebell swing, Rowdy? Have you seen a kettlebell swing done?
Back when I did CrossFit, yeah, I did. Yeah, we did kettlebell.
All right, beautiful. So just like words to hear from Fend while you're doing it, just because I won't be able to watch your technique. It's almost like you want to play chicken with your groin. You want that kettlebell to cut. That's the best way I ever heard it. That's the best way I ever heard it told. Because the alternative is like swinging way down low. You don't want a big gap between the kettlebell and your groin. You actually want to keep it really tight and a little dicey, right? So you're playing chicken with your groin. Lats depressed with a flat back. A kettlebell swing is a hinge from your hips. It's not a bending forward at your back. It's not a flexion and extension of your back. Your back stays steady. It's just your hips. I'm asking just like kind of where you're at with it, because that's something that we could put in for a little bit of posterior work that won't interfere with the squat. It'll kind of enhance it a little bit, and it's also pretty good for cardio. So we'll put that in third. We'll go from squat into a curl to press, into a kettlebell swing. For kettlebell swing, if you want to go for reps, you're talking like probably 30. If you could get eyes on a clock, that'd probably be even better to get eyes on a clock for your kettlebell swing. Start at like 30 seconds, you know what I mean? And then fourth, just to keep everything in sets of 4, you've done a little bit of cardio, you've done some posterior work, so we should do it's called the functional antagonist. Like whenever you do a bicep curl, the easiest example is whenever you do a bicep curl, you should do a tricep extension. Whenever you do a crunch, you should do an extension of the same thing. So we've done a bunch of extensions since we've got you doing the kettlebell swings. So we need to do some type of some type of core engagement that's not a crunch. I mean, listen, planks are boring as fuck. No, you know what? We don't have a twist in the day. Yeah, it sucks, Rowdy, but I'm sorry. First, to end the first superset, it's got to be side planks. Shoot for 30 seconds. Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. Shoot for 30 seconds per side, because that's actually a great synergist. That's a great supplementary exercise for the overhead press that you're going to be doing. Yeah, and then I'm going to I'll put some raises in the second set. So that's your first set. You got heavy squats into bicep curl into an overhead press, into kettlebell swings for 30 seconds, into side planks for 30 seconds apiece. That will work. You go with that?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. That's your first block. Second block, we need to get at your glutes and your hamstrings a little bit, and here's where we could incorporate a deadlift. Really, this should be the deadlift set here. I don't want you to like do anything you feel uncomfortable or unsafe with. A deadlift can take a bunch of different forms. So I know you're thinking, well, Fend, I already told you we don't have the barbells for a deadlift. What you can do instead is a heavy dumbbell and just hold it by the top. Hold it in between your legs, and you can do the same thing. The point is hinging forward and having to engage your glutes and your hamstrings and your low back, all your erector muscles that run up your spine to straighten yourself back up is the idea of what we still have to do, right? The kettlebell swing started it, but we need to do a little more. So just cut the deadlift if you like don't wind up feeling comfortable, because the rest of it will still stand as a good set. But let's start with a deadlift, whatever it may look like. A kettlebell deadlift, or with dumbbells, or if you wind up with a barbell eventually, excellent. Love to hate them, right? K Couchington, what's up, Daddio? Gifting a sub to Aiden. Appreciate it, K Couch. Rave, crazy Puerto Rican still here. Oh, Mr. Benjamin, excellent, bro. I'm glad we're getting to talk about it a little bit. Laser Kana, what's up, man? Jay Higgins still here. Spartan. I'm lecturing my man Rowdy here. My man's being a good sport. I just love having him on the show. Okay, so I was thinking out loud a little bit. We're in the second superset of your second day now. You're going to start with deadlift. Gonna move into a step up. Do you have something that you could like step onto, like even like a bench? Just literally just put your foot up and step onto the thing. They sometimes have like the plastic step up things you could use too. Anything that you could think to step up onto.
I mean, like I could maybe like use the bench near me, like, but that's like the bench sheet. But like that's all I can think about, honestly.
Let me think here. You could do this set at like a bench, at like a freestanding bench. Just kind of bring a couple things over there, because you'll do. Yeah. Find a way to do step ups, even if you have to travel to them. So second superset will be deadlifts into 15 step ups per side. Into now, do you know how to do a lunge, brother?
Yeah, I've done a lunge. Yeah.
Hell yeah, good money. So I don't I don't give my clients walking lunges like walking forward. My man K Couchington with another one for 710, going to awesome sauce. Reason being is the way you have to pass the load travels over your knee. I could nerd out about why I don't love walking forward lunges, but they're great for your glutes and your hamstrings, and they're also one of your primary movement types, so you have to do them. So for our lunges, Rowdytime, which are going to happen after your step-ups, you're going to take a kettlebell or a dumbbell, you're going to put it in the goblet position, like right about at your chest here, leave one foot on the ground, and we're just going to do reverse lunges instead, right? So instead of walking forward with them, one leg at a time, goblet position with the weight, one leg stays on the ground, and your other leg just steps back into the lunge. You don't want to quite tap your knee to the ground. Your front leg should have a right angle to it, right? You don't want your knee too close together. Your knee should be at about a right angle with the proud chest. So we'll do reverse lunges for 15 per side. So that's deadlift, step up, reverse lunges, and we're going to do more cardio after, so we don't need to do a cardio implementation here. We should do a little more shoulders because we've only done the overhead press. So let's do single-legged front and side raises. Again, just to like keep this pretty like rudimentary and simple. Fourth exercise will be with dumbbells, stand up, standing on one leg. Do your 15 side raises, standing on one leg. You'll get a tiny little bit of core and balance conditioning while you're at it. Then stand on the other leg to do your front raises. So deadlift 15 into step ups with dumbbells or kettlebells in your hand for 15 per leg. Then you're back down to just anywhere on the floor. 15 reverse lunges a piece into single leg front raises, switch leg, single leg side raises. Cool?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Monday, Tuesday, locked in so far. And then for your mile to finish on Tuesday, since you'll already be kind of like tired from lower body, and we were talking about like your two different energy systems. On Monday, you already did like the sprinty one. You already did the carbohydrate-y one. So on Tuesday, just settle in and ride it out. You know what I mean? Just settle in at like a moderate pace. Like you did your leg day, you're feeling good, like throw on a show, like get your mile at whatever intensity and pace feels good to you. And, you know, just focus on a moderate and sustained intensity rather than the up, down, up, down, up, down. Feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then, bro, I think Wednesday you kind of have as your flex day before just running these same 2 days over on Thursday and Friday, I would say. So Wednesday, do things that you found that you liked, or say, so to your point, we were talking about like how you break out your arm days. Have Wednesday, always keep that warm up. Any single time you step up into the gym, have that be your warm up. At least 8 minutes up to 12, between 8 and 12 minutes, I would say, of every 2 minutes increasing your thing. That's just your warm up now. You're not going to dynamically stretch anymore. And when you learn, when we'll, you know, I'll try to get you some info. When you learn how to foam roll, you'll foam roll after everything is said and done, right before you walk out the door. But for now, like, we'll be okay with what we have. Your 8 minute warm up, point blank period. Wednesday, like, you know, have be your day where you could bring back some things that you liked. You know, if you want to get just a straight up, you know, bicep curl into tricep extension into a little elliptical type of superset, you know, try to turn over some calories. You might find that your body is a little more in need of rest. So you could count Wednesday as like, it's not a break, like you still need to show up to the gym, but you could on a Wednesday just, for example, go on the elliptical. If you've done Monday and Tuesday correctly and you're going to do them again on Thursday and Friday, Wednesday can be the day where you just focus on burning as many calories as you possibly can. I think that might actually be my like official recommendation, would be to spend Wednesday just on the elliptical, like go with a show or like a Twitch stream to watch. You know, get your warm up, do a little bit of your interval type training so you cover your carbohydrate energy system, do a little bit of your moderate training so you cover your fat burning system, and just turn over some calories. You're doing really good strength training on Monday and Tuesday. You empty out the tank on Wednesday, hit it again Thursday, Friday, and then you got the weekend to recover. So essentially you have two unique workout days there that you can repeat, and we could like adapt this and adjust this. Like, you know, I'll check in with you privately to see like what's working and what we got to change and stuff, and like how we can tweak it. But at minimum for the weeks of 15 and the weeks of 12, I think this is a pretty good place to start. I've been rambling, and I am a ramble artist. What do you think, bro? Do you think it's like, does it sound like doable? Do you think, is it like maybe a little much? Is it like too much of an overhaul potentially? Like, where are you feeling? What are you thinking?
Like, I think I could do it. Like, honestly, like it pretty much just takes me back to my CrossFit days when I was a sophomore. I mean, this is pretty similar to what we did. Like, we would do supersets like almost every day there, and it'd be something different. So like, It's really nothing out of the normal. I think all it is just going to be me getting back used to doing like supersets and,
Hell yeah.
all this stuff like in like this one block and then the other.
Totally.
And like, honestly, I think the hardest part out of all this was just being able to like, find the bench and being able to maintain it, like
Totally.
I think that will really be the hardest part out of all this is just getting the speed for me to do it.
Well, I mean, we were talking about that too, bro. Like with some of these considerations, like you might be ready to spread your wings on from the planet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It may well be time for that.
Other gym and see, because I think they're also less busy. Like the Planet Fitness where I live is like where everyone goes, so it's like it's always a steady flow of people in there. So I'm definitely gonna probably looking at other gym because they're not as busy. So honestly, it'd probably be easier if I went to that gym and did it. But nevertheless, we gonna fight. We got heart, and
we definitely gonna fight.
Ain't nobody stopping us in Planet Fitness. I don't really care.
Nah, it's king shit. Definitely, bro. Okay, that's a beautiful thing. So Rowdy, we talked a little bit about his background, like where he's coming from, what he's comfortable with, what he's doing. We, gave suggestion on like on a weekly schedule. He's got, something to work off of for now. Rowdy's a fucking legend. And like we were saying at the beginning, like it's outside of a trainer's scope of practice to give you like a diet plan. But the benefit there is, for as complex and difficult as weight loss is, it is supremely simple. You will lose weight if you burn more calories than you eat. Period. And if you eat more calories than you burn, you'll gain weight, and that is you can get cute about the details. Should you take a multivitamin? Hell yeah, right, bro. Animal Pack. They don't sponsor me or nothing, but that's just the best one. We can get cute about the details, but if the focus is weight loss, it is calories in versus calories out. It's why we do a warm up. It's why you're doing supersets to try to keep your heart rate up, because that makes your calories go out, and we want to keep them going out because we want the out to be more so than the in, right? That is what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. You have to be the one to decide and figure out what your body feels best operating on. I would encourage you to pick up a protein shake. We talked about it in the morning for you, just like a timing thing. But also, you want to lock in your gains. You know what I mean? The anabolic window, as you might have heard of it, is a little bit overblown and like maybe not completely true. The anabolic window being this idea that you have 30 minutes to eat some protein after your workout, or else like your gains are lost forever and your body just like never recovers. Like, it's not really that simple. But for all the strength training you're doing, make sure you are locking in that muscle. So if you have a protein supplement to take it after you're done lifting. You know what I mean? See if you can incorporate breakfast so you can, even if it is just that same protein shake and your stomach can settle okay with that, get your extra couple hours of metabolism at the beginning of the day. Those are free. You know what I mean? Just that protein shake, it might be a little sour for a couple minutes. If it fucks up your day, you can't do it. But it could buy you a couple extra hours of metabolism, which would be dope. And then a lot of it's about timing too. Just as long as you can have between eating your last meal and going to sleep, the better. Like, yeah, it definitely sucks going to sleep hungry. And trust me, I'm not a super big late night snack guy, but it's like you get hungry right at bedtime. At least I would.
Yeah.
Your body can't start the restoration and repair process that is intended during sleep while you have food in your stomach, because digestion is a big energy tax on your body. So nothing happens until the food is digested, or at least your metabolism fire has died down low enough that nothing is happening with it at all. And then your body can, okay, the food just fucking sits there, which we also don't want. And your body can go about repairing and recovering and the whole rest of it. So, eat as early as your system can manage in the day. And then if you can stand to put a few hours in between your last meal or the last thing that you ate and bedtime, that's also better for you. Stay hydrated like you have been. I think that's dope. It sounds like you're sleeping enough. That's also hugely important. You have the weekend for your recovery days. I think you're set up like really well here, bro. I think for you, remember that, and this is crazy. I don't know if you know this. fat is not actually lost through like the bathroom or pooping or peeing or any of this. You lose fat by respiration, by breathing, which is doubles down on this this knowledge that it's your cardiovascular. It's what's happening like metabolically, right? How hard is your body having to work at the time it literally translates. Literally, how hard are you breathing? You are literally exhaling. It's a way longer explanation, but it is a fact. You could look that up. You can take that to the bank. Fat is lost through respiration. Just trying to be working hard all the time, trying to be sweaty, trying to be short of breath. You know what I mean? If you go to the gym for an hour and you fucking worked your ass off and you get out in 50 minutes and you're shot, then hell yeah, right. You know what I mean? You know, just move as much as you can, as quickly as you can. And I think like you got the framework to be massively successful, bro. I know I was talking at you a whole bunch, but what do you got going on, Rowdy? What's new on the stream? What should we look out for coming your way here? And just, I want to get some from you. See if the boys in chat want to, my man, K-Couch, gifting a sub to Dill TV. Dill, you're a legend. And then I don't know what your timing is like. I would love to open it up to the chat to see if they have questions for you or questions about any of the stuff that we talked about in here. And then we can move toward wrapping it up. But what's the latest, Rowdy? What are you playing? When are you streaming? What's Vibington's like on your end?
So I'm back to nighttime. Primetime Rowdy is the only time, apparently, boys, that, you know, I gotta be that primetime entertainment, you know?
Yeah.
You know, we just still grinding these Madden streets. Unfortunately, you know, we're playing Madden in June.
We're here.
You know, but hey, listen, us Madden players in June, we're built different. You know, we got to fight, man. We got to fight in these Madden streets. They might be a little bit dead, but we still fighting. We're going to YouTube. We're going to TikTok, trying to grow on all platforms, you know, just trying everything I can do, you know, and hopefully eventually
YouTube and TikTok, right? Can we would you handsome mods in the channel who I've been in, Trumpet Monkey, what's good, baby? Could somebody drop his links in there so we could get a little YouTube love, little TikTok love for our boy Rowdy here? So we're building the YouTube, building the TikTok. You excited for Madden 22, bro?
Oh, bro, I'm hyped for it, man. Listen. I'm just saying, I don't know if it's going to happen, but we going to push for it. We going to push for partner in Madden 22. We going to strive, and we going to get better each and every day, boys. We going to push for it. We going to try to be one of the next ones coming up. You know, this is not me trying to, you know, do anything, but we're trying our best, man. We're trying our best.
Rowdy, man, for what it's worth, I know you didn't ask, bro, but for what it's worth from a third party, dude, it's so easy to root for you, bro. Your energy is like infectious and it's pure without being like roll your eyes wholesome. Like it's just like you're a type of guy I root for. You're entertaining as all hell. You know, you're smart, you're funny, and I think you really got it going on. And again, bro, if this winds up being turning into a talk thing, I am super glad that you took some time to let me talk at you and relive my know-it-all trainer days, man. It's a goddamn pleasure to have you on.
Oh yeah, dude, it's been an absolute blast, man.
Yo, so you guys in the chat, do you have any questions for Rowdy on what he's got going on or anything? I mean, I missed infinite messages. I was just locked in on this handsome face. But if there's anything else you guys want to touch on here, and while I've held my man Rowdy hostage all day, let yourself be known in the chat. And K-Couch, man, Mountain Dew Baja Blast with the follow. Thank you, man. Welcome to the channel. K-Couchington, gifting subs at Dill TV. Trumpet Monkey was in here. K-Couch the Sauce and Aiden too. Going nuts. K-Couch, you want Rowdytime to answer what Madden 22 content can we expect on the YouTube end? Nice. Yeah, Rowdy, what are you planning? Will it be up? Are we looking at methods? Are we looking at gameplay? What do you think you want your focus to be?
So I'm actually super excited. So I'm going to be starting some things next year for Madden 22. We're going to try to work out the kinks. And, you know, so we're trying our best. So I'm going to be starting a series for anybody in the Madden community. You know, for those of you who save clips, I know you save clips, Fend. Most people do. I'm actually going to be doing like a, you know, like Sports Center's got the top 10. I'm going to be starting a top 10 every week, hopefully, for Madden 22 or just Madden in general clips.
Cool.
So, you know, every week go through like, you know, clips people send me over Twitter. You can send it through whatever you want, DMs, whatever. Send me your top clips. I'll try to go through it. And then I'm going to try to create like a little thing. That way, at least every week I have that guaranteed to come out on the YouTube. So you're going to go through top 10 plays of the week. And who knows, maybe your play's featured on there and, you know, I'll rank them. We'll do a little show like that. Definitely a thing I want to do. It's something I've seen done in the 2K community. I haven't really seen anybody do it in the Madden community, but if they have, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to steal your ideas. You know, we trying, but it's hard to be original nowadays. Almost everything's been done.
Yeah, but it's all about the individual, bro, and what you're bringing to it personally. You know what I mean? You don't need to reinvent the wheel every single time. You just got to be fucking big ass rowdy energy, really.
Yeah.
Hey, Mrs. Dev.
And then we're going to be I'm going to be starting a series where I rank MUT teams. It's kind of late in the year, so I don't know if I'm going to try it out, you know, just try to work the kinks out this you know, during the dead season. But for 22, man, you get your MUT teams, you know, I'm going to start ranking y'all's MUT teams, man. You can send them in whether you're no money spent, you know, you spend the whole, you know, truck on the MUT team, whatever it may be. I'm going to rank your team. You know, I'll get your input, you know, what playbooks you use, what's your play style. Let me, you know, kind of put my input on what players you should pick up depending on how you play. If you're a toter like Fend, probably shouldn't have to invest as much in the wide receivers.
Right.
Just get some big daddios that block and that you know, you'll be straight. Get you that one little speedy target. Or, you know, if you're a dude that likes to pass, you know, come out here, get you some daddios that, you know, can, you know, haul butt down the field.
Heck yeah, bro. So we got so we're gonna the more rowdy content, the better for me. I want all the rowdy content that I could possibly intake, bro. I need more of it.
Yeah, and then we're still gonna be doing gameplays next year too. We're gonna be doing No Money Spent series. I've always been a No Money Spent player in Madden, so we'll be having that up on the YouTube. Currently, right now, we're just, you know, goofing around. Yes, I think I've got a new video coming out today. We put Dante Culpepper's tight end card out on the field. Absolute goon on next gen. I'm just saying, best tight end in the game, bro. Listen,
cool.
Poor souls out here in the Madden streets are getting wrecked. I beat some kids with Randy Moss at quarterback. Y'all are some trash cans. Jeez. I'm sorry to hate it. You know, Xbox streets ain't looking too hot, bro. These Xbox streets are not holding up their end of the bargain. You
gonna be on Xbox next gen in 22?
Dude, I don't know, man. It's one of those things where I kind of want to have Madden on both.
Right.
But I feel like, you know, for collabs and stuff, I feel like a lot of dudes are more Xbox in, you know? Yeah.
I feel like I'm a PlayStation loyalist. It'll be disgusting. That's
what I'm saying, dude. I love PlayStation, but it's like on the collab, and, you know, you've got our boys Shoe, Mutt, like a bunch of other dudes.
I mean, really everybody. Really, it's everybody. It feels like it's almost everybody. I feel like we're in the minority on PlayStation. I'm not leaving rank. I'm still a PlayStation guy, but I feel like I need to have access to it. You know what I mean?
Just for like collab purposes, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like the market is also just better on the Xbox end, so, you know.
Hell yeah. What do you think, chat? You guys got any other questions for Rowdy? If not, man, can I ask for some chalices in the chat, man, to toast our boy Rowdy taking so much time and sharing, you know, part of his life with us and hopping on the show. Man's a young king. Hold on, I gotta get my chalices out here too. Let me get a toast to young Rowdy, man. Silent Ninja, there he is. What's up there? Speaking of handsome, and here goes Silent Ninja. If you love hype, Rowdytime is your streamer. I agree. Any more beds being broken? Ash trying to not? What do you think? Are we done with that, Rowdy?
I don't know, bro. Listen, it depends on how much income we're gonna be pulling in there the 22 season. We might break another bed, bro. We might listen. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but listen, I'm just saying, the day I hit partner, I might have to break another bed. I'm not confirming nothing nor denying it, but we might be making enough to where I could afford another bed, and it would give me the excuse to get a metal frame. So therefore,
dude, you need the metal frame. I had to upgrade to the metal frame myself, bro. My shit, big yikes. I broke probably 3 wood frame. My man Raw Dog in the channel, 9 months. What's he doing out here, bro? We're just wrapping up. We did a little fitness podcast talk. We were talking to Rowdy about his program, and we revamped it. I was talking about, you know, from my background as, I don't even think I said why you guys should be paying attention. I think it's all OGs here, so I think you guys know, but I spent 7 years in the field, but also I'm certified through National Academy of Sports Medicine as a certified personal trainer, which is like, you know, the industry standard. I have specializations in performance enhancement and corrective exercise being like foam rolling and stuff, like how to fix the broken parts of yourself. So I got a couple little pieces of paper that say I'm at least not completely fucking clueless, at least not all the time, but I do still try to be pretty clueless. Oh, that's a wall. Good stuff, man. Cheers. Sapper, Rafe, Yunk, Trumpet Monkey, Crazy, all toasting to our boy Rowdy, Boxy, and DT Wings, and Animal, and Ace, Koch, Raw Dog on the resub. GG's only, man. Wow, I want to keep you on board for the post show, but I'm gonna go ahead and hit end on our recording. Rowdy, man, you're handsome, you're patient, you're attentive. It's been a pleasure, man. Can't wait to have you on next time.
Oh yeah, man, definitely a blast. Also, I'm gonna answer one question. I remember Rob asked me this, and we didn't really get a chance to get to it, but he was asking what my starting weight was. I don't care. I'll share it. I'm starting at 280. We're trying to get down to like 220, 215. So we're not trying to lose a huge amount, but it's definitely progress. But we gonna get there, boys. Anybody out there wants to start weight loss, man, listen, I know it seems like it seems rough to start, man, but listen, just once you get in that gym and once you finally say I'm gonna start, you'll be fine, man. You just gotta have that mindset. The biggest war is your mind, bro. If you can win that war inside your mind that you can do this, and you don't let your mind get to you too much or the outside noise, you'll be just fine, man. Because I'll be honest, I think Finn can attest to this. All of us can attest to this. The biggest war you might have, one of the biggest wars you possibly ever have to live or win in your life, is the war in your mind. And if you can win that, or at least win it majority of the time, dude, you'll be fine, to be honest with you. It's really just the mental, bro. If you can take care of your mentals and you can win that war majority of the time, you'll be fine, dude. You'll be cash money.
Well done, bro. Yeah, you got the right mindset, man. You're set up well for success, and I hope to be a party to it. I hope to watch it happen, man. Maybe we check in next week, something like that, see how the body is feeling, see how you're feeling, and I don't got to monopolize 3 hours of your time, but maybe a congregation convinces you to hop on a call real quick, check in, see how we're doing, because I'm with you, bro. I'm gonna I exercised yesterday, felt good. I'm gonna try to put together some good days and string together some good stuff too. I'm 245. I had shoes on this morning, but that thing said 250 this morning as well. So I'm also, trying to get things moving in the other direction. Like Crazy said, man, you're not alone. We're not alone. And it applies on so many levels, bro. Above and beyond just like fitness and weight loss and stuff like that. It's nice to feel like we're not alone. But bro, if you would have me, man, I'll join you on this adventure here. We'll check in. Hey, we'll keep each other motivated. Let's do the thing. Boys.
Let's be great, man. Let's be great, boys. All right, we got to take back this year, man. 2020 took way too much from us, and I'm done with letting years just keep on going by, boys. Let's take this year back, man. Let's take it back.
Facts. You're a king, Rowdy. Thank you again, brother.
Hey, no problem, man. Appreciate you.